Hello, Bible readers. It is Thursday, October 8th. We are reading from Deuteronomy chapters 22 to 25 and Luke chapter 10, verses 13 through 42. This 22nd chapter of Deuteronomy, this one's kind of hard to read for a 21st century human, especially a 21st century female. This is a chapter about maintaining the divine order of life. Social responsibility, personal conduct, those things get addressed. But primarily, Deuteronomy gets at social responsibility and personal conduct through the household. What is the household supposed to look like? Of the many boundaries that Deuteronomy speaks to, sexual boundaries, that is by gender, are held up to be among the foremost structural boundaries in the created world. Gender matters as much as anything in this world. And this society is very, completely, in fact, patriarchal. That is, the men are in charge of everything. A patriarchal understanding of the created world is essential to understanding how the Israelite people are to move forward. The place of every female member of a community is determined by their relationship to men. There is no individualistic understanding here of individual gifts or anything like that. It's whose father is she? No. Who is her father? Whose daughter is she? And eventually then, who is her husband? Those are the questions. It's not who is she, it's who is her father and who is her husband. So that obviously is going to land poorly for many of us who, I've done a lot of weddings over the last 17 years as a pastor, and I've had very few couples create that household in such a way that the man is to not just dominate, but really be the only leader of a household. You get into the sexual relationships that are permitted through Deuteronomy, and you see that sexual relationships in marriage are not. This is not something where two individuals get to control their own preferences. This isn't about individuals at all. This is about the community and what the community thinks is best for this woman and this man. So this is just it's a different world from what we know. The place of community is, I think, probably as much as we might get out of chapter 22. It's interesting to think about what role does community play in our relationships, in our marriages, in our friendships. Anyway, that's what I'm working on that. Chapters 23 through 25 are about the ethic, social, and moral laws. And I was just thinking, think if we were told our morals, our ethics, what if those were laws? Our value systems in the West are kind of self-chosen. What do you think matters? Well, what if the community said, here's what matters, and if this doesn't matter to you, you need to find a different community. Okay, Luke, I don't have a whole lot to say. It's a very famous story, the Good Samaritan. The whole point is treat everyone with compassion. The emphasis is not on who deserves the help, who deserves our compassion. Instead, it's about the helper, that the helper is able to be compassionate to everyone, even the stranger. The other thing I'd say about this, Luke's skill as a writer is shown off here, as we are able to relate to each and every character in this story so well. This, as much as any story that he'll write, is indicative of how able he is at pulling people into his gospel. I am one with my God. My God is with us, all of us, at all times and in all places.